This is more so a getting revenge from my mother against the Democratic Party. When I told you about having the opportunity in the business world to even be successful enough to own my own business, Clarence Victory did that for me. Let me tell you about when you're winning with God, when you're winning, period. When you're winning, it makes everything else seem small. Nothing can penetrate your overall being, your overall core. It makes you courageous. It makes you see around corners. It makes you look into the future. It makes you a forward thinker. It makes you laser focus on your mission because you know your mission is upsetting the devil. I see nothing but horns and devils. The most despicable thing I ever seen has come from black people. Black people have gave me zero. They've never done anything for me. Not saying that's a bad thing or anything like that, but they can't help themselves, especially in the workplace. I look back, I always look back during and before, that black people only wanted a position that was greater than the next black person. But they never aspired to be anything on their own in the workplace, but like the white man. And now you're seeing the destruction of all men because the black man never stood up for himself. All the gains and all the deaths and the civil rights struggle and the Edmonton Bridge and just Emmett Till and just so much black destruction, self-destruction. Now they're self-destruction on each other. Now they're cannibalizing on each other because they found out that the white man has pulled the wool over their eyes and they're all slaves themselves. Everyone's slaves. Had someone taken that, I'll tell you how good or how bad Joel's idea worked. That I can make trillions of dollars with no money and no rights and still be better off financially and live better and with more dignity and more pride and more honor to America and give more to America than any other person in the history of America. Joel Babbs. How could that be? When you had higher positions, you have positions of a chief justice. You used it for no good. You had a position of a deputy chief, a chief, that Kamal Kiro guy over at the airport. He's a creep. I mean, he's nothing. He's a liar, and he's still there. But now Joel Babbs holds the key to all that. We're in the reign of the highest court in the land. And what's been done to Joel Babbs Jr. is a travesty of justice. You have maimed, you have destroyed, you have denigrated, you have disgraced the rule of law, lawyers, and attorneys in the entire Democratic Party. You don't work for the people. All you talk about is the midterms. I'm not just talking about blacks. I'm talking about the human race. Democrats, the Democratic Party, the leaders. It takes on a new leader every time the president is there. All you could say is, wait until the midterms. When I say give these people some hope, give them some money. Not give them some money. Let me show them the way to make money. Then they'll never come back to you and say, I hope you give me money. Every election year, every 4 years, you kill a black person. You kill a black person every 4 years to mobilize the Democratic vote. Now, what do you do with soon to be the world's most famous civilian that doesn't have onus to any party, that made it in spite of everything you've done to him? I still made it. Not only that, I made it, I thrived. Right now, I have a credit score because of you, because of the Democratic Party. I don't have a credit score. I think it's 300. I have $6 in the bank, but I'm resourceful. I wait in food lines. I just waited in food lines this morning to feed myself and what's left of my family. My mother-in-law, you kicked her out of the house. Her house, she's a realtor, made tremendous amount of money and bought tremendous properties throughout San Francisco and California. And you took each one away because of her son-in-law, Joel Babbs. If that's not barbaric, if that's not heinous, if that's not evil, Chief Justices, I'm speaking to you. I'm not speaking to them anymore. We're on a higher ilk. I'm speaking to the highest law of the land where this originated from. One of you, this originated from. Here it is, Joel Babbs with no rights. How is that? No job, no rights, no money. I'm standing here. I'm supposed to do like Christopher Dorner, bring in the black chief, and he tells me, nigger, you got to kill yourself. I'm brought here by Gavin Newsom to do one job, to end your life. Why am I happy about that? Because it takes him to pull a bullet, to pull a trigger. It takes him to do it. Because you won't do it. You, Rodney Tong, won't do it. You, Eddie DiCarlo, won't do it. You, Steve Glickman, won't do it. You, Pat Mullins won't do it. You, Carl Bryant, won't do it. Because you know what? You know I never done anything to you. You know I'm not the villain. It's that ugly monster you just can't get over. That's the one that keeps you up at night. That one that brought you down to poverty. You guys live in poverty. You guys are in poverty. The lowest. You tried to do your best devil impression for the devil because that was your only choice. I gave you another choice. To roll with God, to pull up with God on every scene. You'll be victorious. I can't tell you in the ways that you have disgraced your family. You disgraced your mothers, fathers who were there during these times. 35 years ago, maybe most of you guys' mother and fathers were there. My mother and father died of heartbreak. My mother died of heartbreak. Her oldest son broke her heart. And I've been on the mends with my mother ever since. And I pray and hope that someday and I'm sure she's my mother forgives me. But I still, even bringing you guys almost $2 quadrillion, I still feel like I owe a debt to my mother because all she wanted was me to produce for her, for America. She loved America so much. She didn't want any harm to come to anyone. My mother's a God-fearing mother. No, she didn't attend church every day, but she had values. She had a moral standard that was very high. She had a spiritual standard that was very high. She instilled great values in all of her kids to be better than she was, to be better than my father was, to be the best human being. And thank God and thank God bless America each and every day. There's no one that's going to outdo me for doing for America. So I would ask that Donald Trump, I bring you. You want to bring back the firing squad. This is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity. This is clear and concise, precise, laser positioned, focused on Gavin Newsom in the Democratic Party, past and present, not the present, the president. I'm asking you, Donald Trump, to enact a special circumstances, special exigent circumstances regarding the execution of the Democratic Party leaders. My evidence will show, and whoever comes with that, underneath them, their henchmen, which is the San Francisco Police Department. I say everybody, which is State Farm. State Farm also. I have evidence on State Farm. Everyone right here. Everyone didn't mortgage the house. Everything. They have no legal leg to stand on. Running and hiding. I heard one of them say, nepotism, grew up in the department, parents were in the department, say that if he said something about me, Joel Babbs, I will sue him. I heard that loud and clear. Know who you are. I wish you wouldn't have said that. Because a man having all the money in the world and you soon to be homeless, you shouldn't have said that. I'm not going to say your name or anything like that, but you're going to feel the wrath of justice. You guys have been evading justice, and now each lawyer is going to have to recuse himself if they're still alive, because their career is over. They're going to have to recuse themselves of representing each other. You can't do it. And the paper trail is mounting, and you have no legal leg to stand on. Thank you.